Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena action. Today we're playing Mono Green Elves thanks to Foundations, giving us some very powerful elves. What are elves? Well, they're a very green thing to do. We are going to try and make a bunch of mana and flood the board with a bunch of dorks, and then beat our opponent in the face with them. How do we do that? Well, we make a bunch of mana using mana dorks like Llanowar Elves. It's a 1-drop. Allows us to play 3 drops on turn 2, which is a very powerful addition to standard thanks to Foundations. We also have Elvish Archdruid. This is a really powerful 3-drop that is not only an elf lord. If you're new to Magic, lords are cards that pump up a particular creature type. Elvish Archdruid not only is a lord, but it also taps for mana equal to the number of green, or taps for green mana equal to the number of elves we control. Yeah, I got that. Anyways, yeah, we have a bunch of lords, though, to pump up a bunch of elves. So we have Elvish Archdruid, Imperious Perfect, Leaf Crown Visionary, and Dwynen Gilt-Leaf Daen. So the goal is to kind of flood the board using our 12 1-drops, as well as Dwynen's Elite makes another elf if we control another elf. So it's a very good 2-drop for that reason. And then, yeah, beat face with a bunch of elf lords and small elves. We have a few other additional cards in here, like Tyvar. We can tap another creature to give it indestructible, and then we can pay 5 into its ability and give creatures we control +X/+X, where X is the greatest power among creatures we control. This is in the deck because I have a copy, and then also we're going to make a bunch of mana in this deck, and so we need places to dump it. So this is one of the places to dump it. 2 of the other places we can dump it are Valgavoth's Onslaught. You'll see other decks playing Genesis Wave. I've opted for Valgavoth's Onslaught, and I found it to be pretty good. It's a similar return on mana, allows you a little bit more card selection, gives you bigger bodies sometimes, and then you can flip up the elf lords that are manifested face down if you need to. Tyvar Stand is a combat trick that we can also pump X mana into it to pump up that creature. We're going to have a bunch of mana floating potentially, so this is a way to protect our creatures if we have extra mana in between our turns, or just go for the Alpha Strike, pump a bunch of mana into the unblocked elf, and yeah. Speaking of our non-creature cards, we also have Vivien Reid. This is just good value over time. +1 can find you a bunch of lands, or find you creature or land each turn. The -3 can destroy artifacts, enchantments, and creatures with flying. We do have some reach in this deck to hopefully deal with some pesky bats and whatnot. But yeah, creatures with flying are a bit of a bane to green in general. And then if you get to the ultimate, you get this cool emblem, which is something you can't remove. Well, generally you can't remove in Magic. And so your creatures will permanently have +2/+2, vigilance, trample, and indestructible. I don't think I've ever done that before, but if we get to do it in this video, that'll be cool. Speaking of important cards in this deck, we opted to go mono green because it's a little bit lighter on rares, and I didn't really want to bother with like black green elves or Selesnya elves. So the lands, one of the important ones, is 3-Tree City. This, when it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type, and then you can pay 2 and then tap it to make mana equals the number of creatures of that type you control. So this is very powerful, and is one of the ways we can make a bunch of mana, especially with Rustvine Cultivator, which we can untap target land with. So rares that you probably want to splurge on and get for this deck in particular are going to be 3-Tree City, Leaf Crown Visionary, Elvish Archdruid. All the other ones, I don't think we have that many other rares. Wildborn Preserver, I don't have a full playset, so I'm playing some Thornweald Archers instead. Tyvar, I don't know how important this card is to the deck, so you can probably play some other things. I think Valgavoth's Onslaught, I'm not sure if it's the go-to card for the deck, so I can't necessarily recommend that. So yeah, those are kind of the essential cards I would say to the deck. Cavern of Souls just allows us to make our creatures uncounterable into those control matchups, so it's not essential, and we're only playing 2 anyways. So let's go ahead and hop some games. Enough rambling. I tried to make it short, but yeah, let's see how we can do on the rank ladder. All right, this deck has treated me pretty well overall. I played it from like the bottom of gold into platinum, and I'm 15 and 11 with the deck, so that's 58% win rate. No 1-drop, and we go first. We don't even have a second land, so I think we have to mulligan that. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is tough. This not scheduled loss, I think that's what they call this. Another 1-lander with not a single 1-drop. We have 12 1-drops in the deck. Okay, just had to mulligan a few times. Get rid of. And we still have a 1-lander. We're playing 20 lands, which isn't even that few. We're just bad, I guess. Alright. There's an argument to be made that I should have held those to play with Leafcrown Visionary, which allows us to pay an additional green whenever we cast an elf spell to draw a card. But I kind of wanted to, we will do that. Oh my goodness, we hit a land. Let's go. So you can see turn 2, we're already, or turn 3, I think that is technically. We've already flooded the board with a bunch of elves. Already started pumping them up. Kind of the green thing to do. Creatures, play creatures, and smash face. Oh no. Okay. I can play this, draw a card, I think. And then I should activate our Citanul Stalwarts relatively easily. Oh my goodness, I really don't know. I hope they don't have a sweeper on 3. Because they're gonna have 3 or 4 mana rather. If they have a sweeper on 4, we're pretty doomed. But next turn we just kind of kill them. Fun fact, with Maze-Behind Tome, you can pause on your upkeep here, or yeah, your upkeep, to scry before you draw on that particular turn. Do we just go face, right? 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. That's 12, 14, 16. Yeah, I think this is just lethal. Wait, I could have played the Leafcrown Visionary and then it would definitely been... math is hard. That's what we hope to do. That was a good example. Oh my goodness, that was a lot of mulligans though. Alright. This hand seems keepable. It's actually pretty good. Well, it's not perfect, but definitely could be worse. Opponent on Selesnya. Interesting. Alright, we will flood the board. Maximum number of elves. And hope they do not have temporary lockdown. That is a 3 mana enchantment that exiles all permanents with mana value 2 or less underneath it. And then if it gets removed, you get them back. But it's hard for us to remove that because we only have 1 card in our deck that deals with it. Okay. Perfect. Wait, this is what I wanted to play. And then I'm gonna leave the Citanul Stalwart back so it can protect our Lord. We're not gonna miss out on that much damage that I think we still should have like lethal soon. Because this will allow us to hold up the Tyvar stand. Definitely awkward, but okay. So we're not at risk for the time being. We can play the Dwynen Gilt-Leaf Daen, but we're going to have to tap down one of our elves to do that. So we really hope that we draw a land and then we just finish the game, hopefully. I think that's lethal. That's like 3 times 5, 15 damage. Nope. Well, actually we would have perfectly lethal as long as they don't kill an elf. And if we top deck a land, that's pretty incredible. opponent. Up the beanstalk. So it looks like our opponent is playing kind of domain deck. That was kind of obvious with the herd migration here. And I realized some of you might not know what domain deck is if you're new to Magic. Domain is kind of a keyworded phrase. I don't know what you call this italicized text. But basically, domain is a deck archetype that cares about having multiple different basic land types. So, for instance, Herd Migration, 7 mana. It creates a 3/3 green beast creature token for each basic land type among lands you control. So, you have your forests, your plains, your islands, your mountains, your swamps. So there's 5, and you can see that the game handily marks it out here with this kind of Dominaria badge type thing. And there's only 2 of them colored in. That's kind of annoying that you can't mouse over that. Whoa. All right, I'm gonna stop. All right, now that we've won a few, I feel less anxious about how these games are gonna go. I just feel really bad when I try and start recording something and then it just becomes we're against bad matchups and bad draws. It's much more fun to see a deck do its thing. Mono red, we are just gonna have to go on the clock against them. That's a Zendikar land. I love it though. My lands are from Strixhaven. They shot down all the elves. How rude. That is insanely rude. I've played against several decks that just like burst down each individual card that I've played against. I think I've won against 1 or 2. My win rate against mono red is 60%. I'm 3-2. And mono red is the big bad on the ladder, if you will. Do Alright, I think, what do I do here? I'm at risk of dying, but I think I activate Imperious Perfect, make an elf, so that's a 3/3 blocker, and then I swing in with these. I need to get to beating, because next turn I think I have lethal potentially. Making an elf allows us to go bigger, better, faster, stronger, whatever the Daft Punk song is. No, anything but the Leaf Crown Visionary. That's a big problem. They don't have a bunch of big creatures. Okay, let's do a bit of math. If I swing in with everything, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They would need like 1 burn spell to potentially get around the lethal, so we probably want blockers. Do we play out the Dwyen's Elite or activate the Imperious Perfect? I think we play out this, tap this, then this, and then we swing in with 1, 3, 3, and then we'll have a fair number of blockers to defend against sort of pump spell, and then I think we all have lethal on the crackback. Yep. Okay. I don't know if I really need to be that concerned, but GG's. I feel like our mono red opponent there had a very unfortunate draw. Oh my goodness. We need like a mana dork or another land off the top, but I think we can try and keep it. Oh no. Anything but mono black. I'm actually 3-1 against mono black though. Funny enough. we run out the Leaf Crown Visionary. It's probably gonna get removed with your first removal spell. Opponent is on Golgari. Interesting. I think what I do here is I play a land. Leaf Crown Visionary gives me more damage sooner. The problem is, do I play it out and then it dies to a removal spell and then prefer to have it to draw cards later on? I'm gonna hold on to it. Should also play that post-combat. So you have your first main phase and then your second main phase. Should have played the Thornweald Archer post-combat, just because then the opponent might use a removal spell on the Rustvine Cultivator, which is, you know, a bit of a smaller creature or has worse stats, less mana value. Just let's play. We'll just swing in and then we'll play post combat. Don't think one extra damage from the Leaf Crown Visionary coming down would make a difference. I could also have played this in a different order. It doesn't really make a difference though, because we can't pay the green. But now we just have lords and lords and lords to go. Opponent cares about hitting their land drops. Okay, they're actually Jund. If you're new to Magic, there are a bunch of confusing color names for color combinations. So you can see this is green, black, and then mountain to red. Green, black, red is Jund, or called Jund. So if I ever use words like that, that's what I'm referring to. Now this makes a land that's every land type. Yo, healer, I got 4 of a kind. Okay. We hit face. I think our opponent probably has a sweeper in store for us, but not much we can do about that. It looks like they're kind of a multicolored ramp deck. They have 6 mana, so they don't have quite enough to play Atraxa, which is generally going to be one of your big top ends, or like big spells that's very impactful. Sacrifice a creature with the highest power among creatures you control. I will sacrifice the Rustvine Cultivator, because it's not a lord. Alright, another Imperious Perfect. I could really use a land, because a land would allow me to start doing some extra things. Ooh my. Okay. Is there a good way through this? Because that, whenever it enters or attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target. So they're just going to start blowing things up. Which makes things very difficult for me. I need to go wide around it, because I only have to do 6 damage. But that's going to become another creature. I don't know if we can make it. I'm going to play this. And then pass turn. We have enough blockers to kill it potentially, but that would be less than ideal. No. There's a problem with ramp decks. If you don't kill them early, they start playing these really big spells that have lots of impact. So this 6 mana 7/6 Trampler, when it enters, it discovers 5. So you flick through cards from the top of your library until you hit a card that's 5 mana value or less, and then you can cast it or put it into your hand. I don't think we can afford to block, because I think we just need to go for... I'll put a counter on this. I don't think it makes a difference. Don't think we have lethal. Yep, I think we got We got. Yeah. Good game. Let me smack in one more time, and then I will concede. Maybe they'll forget to block. Alright. Destroy our last blocker. I don't know why they didn't sing in that, but I'll just do them a favor and concede. Perfect. I was just thinking about it would be fun to have a game with 3 Tree City. Alright. See if we can make this work. Flood the board with a bunch of elves. Legendary lands are very interesting. They're generally very powerful. The downside is you can only have one of them on the battlefield at a time. So if you have another one, it will legend rule, meaning you you say goodbye to it. All right. I mean, I guess I can attack. Or yeah, I'm not gonna attack. The reason I'm not gonna attack is because I can use it as potentially as a blocker, though I will probably not do that because I would prefer to tap it so that I can put a counter on it and then untap the 3 Tree City and make a bunch of mana. Assuming we draw another land. Red. Red. Red hurts a lot. Don't forget their end step. You can activate your things. I almost forgot. That would not be good. Very awkward. Give me 3 mana with the 3 Tree City and the Rustvine Cultivator, but very messy way of doing things. I'm gonna do it. So we'll go ahead and tap this for green, untap it, make another green so that we can then play this. And then I'll put out the Imperious Perfect. Really not the way I would like to do things, but ideally we would find more lands, but the downside to 3 Tree City is it only produces color mana if you can pump the 2 mana into it and then tap it for the creature number. Wow. They got all the Bloomburrow mice. Double strike. As long as we don't die, we can take it. If they have like Monstrous Rage, that would give it +3, and so we do 6 + 6, which would do... Yeah, it's not quite lethal. We would be down to like 2. Okay, 1. Just 1. Can we do lethal? Probably not. We have 5 + 4 and then 4 mana. No, we cannot. Ay. Now that thing is permanently trample also. Mono red. Alright, well, we'll go out in a blaze of glory. 1, 2, 3. Only put 3 into it. We'll put it on this guy. Unblocked. We would put them down to 3. Just a bit slow. If we top decked a land, I think we could have had a chance to curve out here a little bit better and win the game. Opponent's attack button must be broken. Just end the game, please, please, please. Defeat. Alright. This one's for all the marbles. This will be the sixth game. We've won 3 in a row, lost 2 in a row. Can we recover? Don't like the fact that they're playing red. It scares me. No, it's done nothing wrong. Put this on elf. Play out these archer. Retreat city. Dwynen's elite. What is the right moves here? Probably Dwynen's elite. Or I could play Elvish Archdruid. I'll swing first and then I'll play Elvish Archdruid. I miss out on 1 damage, but maybe they'll use the removal spell. I don't want to do this. They're gonna kill it. They're gonna kill it. I'm probably making a mistake here. Probably should have just ran out the Dwayne's lead, but I second guessed myself. Maybe. Ooh. Are you a Rakdos Reanimator deck? Oh no, that's actually scary. That's very, very scary. Because they could reanimate next turn. Can you just stop murdering things for just once? So annoying. Alright, please do not reanimate Valgavoth. I know I saw it go into your graveyard, but just... Oh, they didn't do it. Okay, there is hope. Okay, that's scary as well, Traxa. These are the 2 cards that they could potentially reanimate. Both of them giant creatures that have lifelink, which is kind of problematic for us. I play this, everything's 3. That's not lethal. Play this. I could do that at instant speed, but not big difference. I just wanted to make the most amount of mana possible. Pay 1. Wait, 1. Opponent gives up. We won! Yay! Alright, that's going to do it for this video, this deck. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, consider subscribing. Helps out the channel a ton. But yeah, Mono Green Elves. Let me know what you think. We ended with a match history of 19-13, so 59% win rate. We won 3 games, lost 2, won 1 more over the course of the video. So hopefully that demonstrates kind of what this deck looks to do. I don't think it's perfect into every deck. Definitely has a specific way it likes things to go, but can be pretty fun. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're new to Magic, this is, I think, a pretty good example of what green aggro can look like, particularly elves. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.